It's the Texas weather discussion video for Tuesday, the 10th of April. I'm Donovan Neal. We remain mostly warm and dry for much of this week, though we could see some scattered thunderstorms return on Friday. A few of those could actually turn severe with a severe weather risk. The weekend looks very cool and dry, and the early part of next week also looks warm and dry. Let's take a look at the upper air look, check things out this morning. We have mostly a zonal flow for most of the country. Got some clouds down in west and central Texas, but down here we're cloudless. Temperatures this morning mostly similar to yesterday morning, mostly in the upper 40s to low 50s. Dallas managing around 52. Very it's still pretty chilly, but not as bad as recent days across the nation. Much of the northern half of the nation is still pretty chilly for this time of the year. Mostly below freezing in some spots. Take a look at the watch warning map. We have red flag warnings issued for the northern two-thirds of New Mexico and the eastern two-thirds of Colorado and western parts of Kansas. But down here, things remain pretty dry. And this is the outlook for day 4, which is Friday. We have a risk for severe weather defined all the way from Springfield, Missouri, all the way down to Waco, Texas. This does include some parts of the DFW metro area. It does include Dallas and Plano and points to the east. Basically includes for areas along I-35 and points to the east. Doesn't include Arlington and Fort Worth yet, but we'll have to see if those areas get expanded into this outlook pretty soon. This is the average rainfall for the next 7 days, valid through Tuesday next week. Most of the rain stays near the Great Lakes and the Pacific Northwest. Down here, amounts could exceed over half of an inch of rain for most of North Texas. Of course, the likelihood of seeing an inch of rain will stay to the east of us. So let's check things out. Let's check things out this morning. Here's the GFS. This is the 06Z run, valid today at 1 o'clock. We have troughing just to the east of us, and down here we remain very dry. A very pleasant day today. Should be mostly sunny today with highs in the low 70s. And by Wednesday, we begin a warming trend here. Wednesday should be dry as well, but we do begin a warming trend with highs in the low 80s. And Thursday should be even warmer with highs in the low to mid 80s. So we begin a pretty substantial warming trend, and I think we start the day in the low 60s by Thursday. Now here's Friday evening. Here's Friday evening. We were mentioning that severe weather risk. Here's Friday evening. Here's a trough. There's troughing just to the west of us, adding some lift to the thunderstorms. We have a deep surface low just to the east of Omaha, Nebraska, where we have a triple point, where we have a cold front and a dry line coming along, and I think storms should initiate along that cold front and dry line Thursday. Not Thursday, Friday afternoon and evening. Of course, the best possibility of storms initiating is of course along the dry line, but the exact positioning of that dry line is of course too early to tell. But here are the instability values. You can see the dry line clearly on the European just based off the surface-based Cape values, and you can see that for much of North Texas, most of the instability is around the 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram range. And of course, that's obviously sufficient for severe weather. Of course, it's too early to know the exact risk for severe weather, but just know that there could be a few severe thunderstorms developing Friday afternoon and evening. And I think highs should be in the mid to upper 80s by Friday. And let's go out to Saturday. That surface low pushes off to the east. That front also pushes off to the east in those storms. And by Saturday, cold air advection will follow from the cold front, and we should be pretty comfortable actually with highs in the mid 60s. Sunday, pretty much the same deal. Highs should be in the upper 60s. And Monday, the same deal as well. We do warm up a little bit with highs in the mid 70s. And here's a week from today, Tuesday, the 17th, we have troughing just to the north of us, and down here, we pretty much remain dry. With a mix of sun and clouds with highs in the mid 80s. Here's the end of the 10-day forecast period. This is Thursday, the 19th. We have troughing on both sides of the country, and down here, we remain pretty dry. But you can see for the numbers for the next 15 days, we do warm through Friday. Now, I don't think we'll be in the low 60s by the weekend, but we should be in the 60s by the weekend, and then really for the rest of next week. For the rest of next week, we should pretty much be in the upper 70s to low 80s. Very average for this time of the year. That's it for the Texas weather discussion video for today. I'll have more notes in the blog. Next video here should be posted at around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. If you can, catch your local TV stations on the air at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and Godspeed.